What is up, car addicts? In this video, we'll be talking about this week's Double Money Event Week as well as the property and vehicle discounts. This event week is for November 28th through December 4th, 2024. So Heist Month is continuing with the last week of the Community Heist Challenge with the Casino Heist featuring guaranteed diamonds this week. We're also going to be discussing the Black Friday discounts, which are actually lasting for the entirety of the event week, unlike last year where it was only a certain amount of days. Anyways, the current price ride for this week is the Karen Fudo GTX. It's primarily based on the Toyota Sprinter Threno AE86 liftback and has a normal price of just under 1.6 million and a trade price of about 1.2 million. To get it for free this week, you have to get top 3 in an LS Carmade Series race for 4 days in a row. In regards to performance, in the sports class, and is one of the slowest performing cars in that class, which honestly is to be expected for a car like this. However, it does offer drift tuning, which makes it a ton of fun to mess around with, and some really good customization as well. Continuing to the test ride vehicles, we have the 9F Cabrio, the Seminole Frontier, and the Warner, and all three of these are move website vehicles, so definitely make sure to pick them up this week if you don't already own them. And for current gen console users, we have the La Cruz as the HSW test ride vehicle for this week. Continuing to the casino podium vehicle, we have the Dinka RT3000. It's primarily based on the Honda S2000 and has a normal price of 1.7 million or just under 1.3 million for its trade price. In regards to performance, in the sports class, it is a below average performing car in that class, which is a shame, but it's sort of to be expected for a car like this. I will say it's nice to drive with some fantastic customization being a tuner's DLC car, so at least there's that. I say it's still worth attempting to get it off the podium this week. In terms of the dealership cars and luxury autos, we have the Niobe and the Pipistrello. Continuing to Simeons, we have the Serrano, the Bullet, the ETR1, the Rapid GT Classic, and the Kalahari. And all these are move website vehicles, so definitely make sure to pick them up this week if you don't already own them. Moving on to the Black Friday discounts. So for property discounts, we have a ton. We have 35% off the hangar properties as well as the upgrades/renovations for them. 35% off the salvage yard properties. 30% off the arcade properties as well as the upgrades and renovations for them as well. 40% off the yachts and 35% off the upgrades for it. Plus 40% off the Avenger and the operations terminal upgrade for it as well. Now, continuing to vehicle discounts, to mention, since there are so many this week, I will only be mentioning a few vehicles in detail and not every single one. If not, this video will be like over 30 minutes long. So, starting off, we have 50% off all of our move website cars from Simeons, which are the Serrano, the Bullet, the ETR1, the Rapid GT Classic, and the Kalahari. Moving along to Landry Motors website, we have 30% off the Niobe. This one's the current king of the sports class with the HSW upgrade, and even with HSW off, it's still a top 3 performing car. Highly recommend this one. Next up, we have 50% off the Stinger TT, 30% off the ZR350, 50% off the Cyclone 2. This one is exclusive to current gen consoles only and soon to be PC in December. And with HSW, it's one of the top 3 performing supercars in the class alongside the weaponized Ignis. Continuing, we have 30% off the Emirates. This is one of the fastest non-HSW supercars for track performance. It's a pretty solid deal on this car. Next up, we have 30% off the Thrax, 50% off the Hakachu Drag. So this bike with HSW is the king of the class, just an absolute rocket for acceleration and straight line speed. Also makes time trials super easy to beat. Highly recommend this one. And lastly, we have 25% off all 4 of the open wheel cars. So the fastest one is the BR8 for most tracks, so definitely make sure to pick it up this week for open wheel races if you don't already own it. Moving on to the Siren San Andreas website, we have 50% off the Vigero ZX Convertible, which is the fastest HSW muscle car for track performance alongside the Coupe variant. Half price is just an insane deal on this car, another great one to pick up for sure. Continuing to the Warstock website, we have 50% off the weaponized Kanata. So this helicopter really isn't all that great compared to the other weaponized helis in the game, just a real letdown when it was released. Next up, we have 30% off the Raiju Jet. This is the fastest jet in the entire game. Next up, we have 50% off the weaponized Ignis. So this one is exclusive to current gen consoles only and soon to be PC in December. And with HSW, it's one of the top 3 performing supercars in the class. Now, it is a lot more consistent than the Cyclone 2, so I definitely recommend this one instead. Moving along, we have 35% off the laser. Remember that the explosive cannons were nerfed on it last year. Next up, we have 35% off the B-11 Strike Force. 50% off the Toreador, which is the overall best of the weaponized cars currently in game. It has armor, missiles, a boost, it can drive underwater. I mean, just really does it all. Highly recommend this one. Continuing, we have 50% off the Deluxo, 50% off the Stromberg, and 50% off the original Oppressor. And lastly, on Toledo's Travels website, we have 50% off the Luxor, the Luxor Deluxe, the Swift, and the Swift Deluxe. Moving along to the gun van, with the photo weapons available this week, and 40% off the Widowmaker as well. For double money, we have the Adversary Mode Deadline, the Diamond Adversary Modes, Open Wheel Races, and Junk Energy Skydives. Also, again, remember that the Casino Heist has diamonds guaranteed this week, which is awesome. And usually it's only the first time that's guaranteed that you get diamonds and you only get it once. Well, I guess Rockstar desperately wants to beat that community heist challenge because we're currently only at about 12 trillion compared to the 20 trillion we're supposed to be at. Rockstar has made casino diamonds 100% guaranteed every single time you do the casino heist this week, which is literally insane. That's the first time that's ever happened, so definitely take advantage as best as you can, guys. That's just insane. For the weekly challenge, if you complete the casino heist this week, you'll get 100k and the Diamond Strike Vest. For login unlocks, we have the Tan Turkey and Brown Turkey outfits, which are pretty cool, so happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Continuing to the weekly vehicle robberies from the Salvage Rep Business, again, these only change once per event week. We have the Gangbanger robbery with the Conjo SJ, the Podium robbery with the Vigero ZX, and the McTony robbery with the Torero XO. And of course, none of these are claimable this week. And lastly, for the time trials, this week's normal time trial is Casino. I highly recommend a quick bike for this one. For the premium race, we have the supercar race taking off. I highly recommend the Emirates, Krieger, or the Vest 8 for this race. And if you're on current gen, I highly recommend using the HSW Weaponized Ignis or the HSW the Vest 8. And lastly, for current gen console users, the HSW time trials North Chumash. As always, the HSW Hakachi Drag by the best one for these. In terms of my vehicle discount pick of the week, usually I only do one, but with how many vehicles are on sale this week, I'm going to be picking 3 for this event week. So, starting off with number 3, I'm going to go with the Niobe. Again, it's pretty much the king of a sports class, whether HSW is turned on or off, just a really good car. For pick number 2, I'm going to go with the Weaponized Ignis, especially if you install your HSW upgrade. It's not only the king of a class for most tracks with HSW turned on, it also has the gun on top, making it pretty useful for missions in combination with its speed. And lastly, for my number 1 pick, I'm going to have to go with the Toreador. At 50% off, half price is just an insanely good deal for this car. It's just an overall really good weaponized vehicle that can pretty much do it all, and seat 4 players on top of that. Anyways, guys, overall this event week I would say is by far the best we've had this entire year. A crazy amount of properties and vehicles on sale, some decent double money, and diamonds at the casino guaranteed every single run is just insane. I'm giving this week a well-deserved 10 out of 10, which is the first time I've ever given an event week a 10. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think down below in the comments. Thanks again for watching, hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.